Hello friends, this is Chad. Many of you know me. Many of you may not know I do bees. I raise bees. The bees have actually been my therapy. Um, so right now I am sitting in between two hives. You can see them buzzing in and out. Some might say, Chad, you are nuts. You are nuts to sit in between that mess of bees. They are swarming around you, and at some point they're going to come get you. Yeah, I might get stung right now. But the one thing that is helping me is I'm staying calm. I'm not overreacting. If I was to start waving my hands around, they would come after me. But I just slowly come in, sit amongst them, sit amongst the storm, amongst danger, amongst this mess. Okay? But I remain calm. There's a scripture passage that says to cast our anxieties, our fears upon the Lord, and all in the peace that transcends all understanding will guard our hearts. And that's in Philippians. I'll let you go find it. But so I approach this. I always, Lord, protect me. Let me come in here. But what I'm noticing, and I try to always look for the blessings of God. And right now, what this is telling me is, in the midst of this corona storm, this COVID virus, Wuhan, China virus, whatever you want to call it, because I know there's a lot of different thoughts out there and political and all that. But right in the midst of this storm, you must remain calm. If I let my emotions get out of control, if I let fear come in right now, these bees will sense that fear. And they will destroy. They will come after me. And I did that to myself. I let fear come into myself. Even Franklin Roosevelt said that the only thing we have to fear is fear of itself. So what I'm trying to say is, and this is an unscripted post, is you have to slow down, smell the coffee. And by the way, if you're in the area, go to Rally Point Coffee Shop in Shabantz. And they did not pay for this sponsorship, but I will gladly take a free cup of coffee for this. But not required. I like you, Mark. Have a good day. Anyway, back from our commercial message. You have to live in this mess right now, and you have to walk with confidence that the Lord will take care of you. You also have to just walk in confidence that you might get stung. The virus might bite you. And some of you, yeah, it will hurt really, really bad. Others, it's not going to affect. But you might taste the sting. And so if I was to bring someone in that was afraid of my bees, I would have them stand off over by the tractor, a distance, keep them safe, or I would have them put on one of my suits to keep them safe. It's the same thing with this. If we have someone vulnerable, someone that's compromised, we do need to help protect them. But just because they cannot come close to my beehive does not mean I should not work my bees. It does not mean I should not come over here and interact with them. I'm taking the risk of being stung. Or worse. But I know my health. I know where I'm at. So don't be afraid. Be wise. Scripture says to be wise. All wisdom, all knowledge comes from God. So when I approach these bees, before I come in here, I do look at their temperament. I can tell how they might react. Right now, because I see a lot of pollen. You might not be able to see it. The yellow things on the legs. I see a lot of pollen coming in. And I see that they're working. So they're coming in fat and happy. like a sailor coming off leave. Okay, they're coming in fat and happy. I know that they are not going to pay attention to me, so I test it. Likewise, you go to a business, you look at that business and you're like, oh, that place does not look safe to go into. It looks dirty. There are people hacking, and that dude that just walked out had a floogie coming out of his nose 10 feet long like he just came from the Army gas chamber. That would tell me, don't go in. But you go to a business and you can tell that they're trying to clean, they're trying to do everything possible. Then you go there. And we have a lot of businesses in Iroquois County that need you to go there. We also have a lot of people in Iroquois County that would like to go to the businesses but can't because they lost their job, they're unemployed. Finances are a major pain right now. We have to balance all of this, and we have to find a way to be calm amongst the storm, be calm amongst everything, protect the vulnerable by having them stand off to a distance, but find a way for our families that are hurting because of no job to be able to be like these bees and put food on the table for the little babies inside this hive. Because right now, that's the sole purpose of these bees. It's to collect honey, or nectar, not honey, they make honey, and pollen, so that the queen's eggs will raise and they will maintain sustainability. If these bees get locked into this hive, if I was to quarantine this hive, they would die. The only way they would live is if I give them sugar, which up in this part, I do have a sugar feeder, but it's empty right now. They have to go out and get their own to survive. But if I did hit a big drought or a big cold spell, I would come out and give them help. That's what we need to do as a society. Those that have to stay quarantined because they are sick or compromised or whatever, we need to help them. But those that can work, they need to be able to go out, be like these bees, and provide. So we have to find a way to balance it. And in closing, try not to be afraid. Be wise. Replace your fear with wisdom. Wisdom that the number of people tested every day and the number of positives from those tests are going down. Wisdom that if we test 20,000 people today, we might have 4,000 cases, but tomorrow we might test 50,000. That's the goal of the governor, to get to 64,000 a day, which is a good goal. We might have 8,000 positives. Wow, that's a huge jump, 4,000 to 8,000. But you have to ask yourself, how many were tested today? What justified that jump? So I'm just asking you to breathe. Approach this virus without fear so that if you are affected, you can manage it. Like here I am sitting between all these flying bees. Just manage it. And I know this is a long video, but I really hope that this will be a blessing to you and give you peace. And I hope that maybe you just enjoyed watching the bees. And no, we're not going to talk about the birds and the bees, parents. Since we're not in school, that is your job. You get to teach health class now and have fun with that one. I'm done with that piece. So, have a blessed day. This is Chad McGinnis, PC8 Breeze, and I hope you enjoyed watching the bees.